Hi, this is Dr. Kimberley Linert, author of Visualizing Happiness in Every Area of Your Life and host of this podcast, Incredible Life Creator. And today I have with me Zipora Einav. We call her Chef Z. Hey, Chef Z.
Hello.
So nice to see you and meet you. And you gifted me this beautiful book, which I'm going to just put an advertisement in right now. I recommend everybody get this is a book on life and cooking and just the joy of life. So putting a plug in right at the beginning, but just so people know who you are, I'm going to read a short bio. So, Chef Z is an internationally recognized celebrity chef with a distinguished global career. She has served elite clients including Mariah Carey, Pierce Brosnan, Jack Nicholson, Bob Hope, Seal, and Scarlett Johansson, and has been a guest chef at some of the world's most prestigious hotels, including the Ritz Paris, Ritz-Carlton Singapore, Four Seasons Tokyo, Hyatt Regency Munich, and Claridge's London. A sought after media presence, she has been featured on international radio and television. And I will tell you, she has stories. So I just going to stop here because I want to hear you tell a story. So tell us about you, how this journey started.
Well, it started for me. I was born in Israel, raised in Israel, and you can tell this song was open. The moment I open my mouth, I have not born here. And actually, it's good because then people say where you are from and give me opportunity to tell them who I am, where I'm from, and what I'm doing. So born in Israel, raised there, and at a very young age, my mom is from Eastern Europe, and so she cooked food, what here in America I consider to be a Jewish food, which for me was heavy. So as a child, we grew on a kind of mini farm where we have anything you can imagine, any fruit, any vegetable, chicken, gans, goats, unbelievable. And so I will go to the garden or to the trees, pick up on anything I want to do, present something very beautiful, and eat it. And pretty soon, my cousin and my brother also, well, I want some too. And I find out that I get a lot of attention by doing this. And being in the child, you kind of being like the sandwich between the youngest and the oldest. And so this was in a very young age. I find out that when you nourish people and give them, they pay attention to you. And, it make me feel good. Growing up, moving forward, as Israeli, you by the law have to serve in the army. So I was first lieutenant in the Israeli Air Force, very proud. And that's how I start develop my leadership qualities. I moved to United States and I have two boys. But then I decided to move to United States, and because I couldn't speak, write, or read English, the only way I know how to communicate is through food. And and food is international, and people like to eat, and especially when it tastes good for them, they recommend their friend. And before I know it, I have a small company, business, a catering, and that actually I have sometimes I have to turn people down because it's only was me. At that time, a friend invited me to move to LA to visit. I visit to LA, and they asked me during the visit, why when you move here? You chef, you cook, and people eat everywhere. And so I said, okay, without thinking. And then when I went back, I said, what have I done? I take care and close all of my affairs. Took me 1 month. Then I moved to LA. I just want to mention that personally, I never went to culinary school, and I self-taught myself. And I'm going to share with you in a minute what I, how this is helped me. But when I moved to LA, before I moved, I saw a psychic. She told me, she said, look, I don't know anything about you, but what I know, You're going to move there. You're going to work for very, very, very successful and powerful people. You travel around the world. You're going to be very successful. And I'm just going to let you know. And I said to myself, I don't know what she's talking about. I don't know anybody there. Okay. Anyway, I went and I got opportunity after in the first week to go interview with Bob Hope at the time. And this was through introductory of somebody who knew me. And his main chef went for a vacation. And so they were looking for somebody. And so they chose me. Later on, I find out why. And I have a very successful time with them. They pay me most. They gave me a very glorified letter. And I'm coming back to my agent and see, that's what he said. He said, the reason I send you there because nobody wants to go there, and that's all what I'm going to tell you in this, we can make your own conclusion. But since I didn't know anything and I came from a fresh experience, my experience was totally different, and they embrace me. They treat me like a queen, and I treat them with the same honors and anything. However, back to my agent, he said, my God, you managed to do when somebody else couldn't do, and he put me on the top of the list. And like they said, the rest was an history. I started working for celebrities. I tried to travel with them around the world, cook in some of the most finest hotels as a guest chef. And in one occasion, I even cook in a cave. That's what you're talking about. There was an old cave that was transformed, the color, but the energy was there still from generation, from the Rome time. And I managed to kind of clear up the energy by singing and bell ringing and drumming. And I create a space where everybody wants to come. And I said, guys, I need to cook. It's too small. Like, to tell them to go outside. I was talking about not learning to at the culinary school, but how do I got? Well, I am a person that love to meditate and like to go very deep in, spiritual, like to go and find out about myself, find out about the universe. And so very early on in my life, I realized that when I listen to certain kind of music, particularly Baroque music, it transfer me to high vibration. I will use this to the fourth dimension when you get so every time that I cooked with music, and I coming up from this dimension, I got downloads. Then I know not only how to cook, but exactly how to nourish the person. What did they need? How can I really go beyond food? And that's what made me very successful. And that was my secret sauce. I did this for a while, and after about 50 years, which is very, very difficult. It's not just about cooking. You have to, when you deal with people, and particularly this kind of level, you experience everything, and you have to master your emotion. You have to be self-developed. But after a while, I said, like, it got too hot in the kitchen, if you know what I mean. And I said, okay, my son live here in Phoenix. I'm moving back, and not with him at the time. And I moved back, and I said, but I'm not ready to retire because the word retirement is not existed in my vocabulary.
Okay. Mhm.
I moved to Phoenix, and I said, what am I going to do? am a service leader. I like to serve people. That's my passion. That's my heart. And so I was looking for a company that do something in the wellness area. And when you know when you're clear and you know what you're looking, it comes to you. You need to be clear, and that will come to you. The universe, or God, however you want to call this, will deliver as long that you know what to ask for. And I asked, for clarity. So I got in touch a year ago with this amazing company. It's called Vital Health Global. And what are we doing in this capacity of this company is we reconnect people to their natural health. We do this through for herbal formulation that can read the body signals and address the situation like for example, lack of sleep or inability to lose weight or many symptom or body signal. We address this through optogenic supplements, meaning and uh, and and so that's how we take care, empower the people to get back to their natural health. And when the body is in a perfect, the right environment, the body will heal itself. And that's what we're doing in the company. So here we're doing something that, I mean, people sick and tired want to be sick and tired. They don't want to be on living on medication, even though they have the space, everything, we have the place. We need sometime medication, but not into such a way, especially in the United States where it's overdone. So you take medication and then you have to have a medication to do something with a side effect. And it's an unending uh, um, ending cycle and people really so this the wellness space is very wellness and longevity and quality of life is something that people are hungry and so I am very passionate about supporting people to become healthy because to my opinion the health is the foundation of life. You can be very wealthy and very ambitious, but you don't have your health, you don't have your foundation, and you will collapse.
Mhm. True. So I always try and ask the questions that I think the listeners will want to know. And let's start out with that first moment when you were told, you're going to have success with important people. And you're listening and you're going, this, how can this be? How can this be? So after you heard that, was there something that you did differently or did you think differently or it just unfolded for you?
Because I didn't really took it really too hard, I said, well, she probably said this to a lot of people,
Mhm.
and I didn't pay attention. And usually that's what happens in your life when you don't chase something and you be calm and and you be still, then it comes to you. And that's exactly what happened. The job. I was not looking, I was not pursuing anything. But then again, that it came. She was right, this woman. Am
Yeah.
I answer your question?
Yes, you did. And
Okay.
then, working in households where people are famous, well known, um, I'm sure because they're so public, they really, really enjoy their privacy when they're in their own homes. So, was there a certain thing you had to follow, or did you have to sign
Yes.
non-disclosure and things like that?
Yes. Most of the time would be a book thick like this that I have to sign up. It would be like working in the White House, the security check, and which is you don't want to. That's why they have agency, and the agency take care of, make sure that you are, that you're not going to do something that harmful for them. So yes, the answer, yes, you have to, but it's like working with anybody else. You learn the people, you learn to honor the space, you learn to honor, because I come from a place that I want to nourish and I want to give and I want to serve. And so with this capacity, I mean, and I was busy in the kitchen and they was busy. I never interrupt, ask question unless they ask me question.
Mhm.
And I respect them as a human being, not necessarily as celebrities, because at the end of the day, they're human, just like you and me. And then they appreciate to be appreciate and respect as a human. They want to know that when somebody deal with them, there is authenticity there. There is a honesty there. You're not just talking with them because they're famous.
Mhm. And when you had that first job, that first meal you were going to cook, what
Yes.
was the feeling? How were you thinking?
I don't want to sound like I'm arrogant, because, but I have to be totally honest and sincere with you. I mean, when it's come to my food, I really have a very high confident about who I am and what I'm coming and where I'm coming from. And as I said, that I get the downloads, knowing, get in touch more, because the intention is to nourish every cell and fiber of these people more than just the food. And when I come from this intention and I'm focused, that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, that's amazing. It's like cooking in the spirit, if you will.
Yeah, yeah, you
Like
have to.
you're listening, you're open, you're listening your intuition and putting together these beautiful, magnificent masterpiece of dinner or lunch or breakfast.
Yeah, being guided, because we are more than just what we see, we are one, and like I said, you asked me how much is one and one. I'm not going to tell you it's two. One and one is one. We are one with the creator, everything, because this is who we are. And then when we listen, we come from this kind of a place, and people experience this.
Mhm. Yeah, and I'm gonna kind of borrow some things from your book just when I'm asking questions. But one thing you talk about in here is getting your kitchen clean, not just clean physically, but clean, the air clean, the atmosphere clean, everything, you know, vibrating at in a healthy way.
So, as a question there.
Yeah, the question is, what does that mean?
That means that every time that we are in a particular room or in environment, we have energies, and the energies is not something that disappear. It resonate. It resonate in the walls, in the floors, in the air, in everything. And so when you go to a place that was not particular, I would say positive energies, and then you have to clear. It's like cleansing the body. You cannot put anything in your body unless you cleanse it first, and then the body open to receive. Same thing in the kitchen, same thing in the environment, the same principle.
Mhm. Exactly. And you talked about in your book, when you actually cleanse that kitchen space, which is the heart of the home,
Hmm.
people start to gather there, have
Yes,
conversations, connect with each other.
right. And I say even I go farther, when I'm talking about even when people say something like if you have water in front of you, like in a glass or in a bottle or whatever, be very, very conscious about how you feel and what you said because the water, because of who we are, the water observe anything, everything. So this is part of the being clean is not just to clean the floor, it's deeper than this.
Mhm. Beautiful. And another thing you talked about in the book, which I found very interesting, and I think a lot of people actually naturally do this when they're in the kitchen, and that's sing or listen to music. So how
Yeah,
does that fit with everything?
yeah, the music, everything in the world, in the universe, everything have vibration, right? And so when you create certain music, like I'll give you example, music. They make an experiment. They took two big planes, very tall planes, and put them in a room next to big concert um, speakers, right? And they put so here's the speakers, and next to the speakers, these big plants. The plants was beautiful, vibrant, alive. And so they did this in two room. They did this in one room, and then they did the same thing in another room. Two different. One room they play classical music, Bach, Handel, Vivaldi, the Baroque music. The other one they play heavy metals, and they find out the development of the plants. Well, we start with the negative because I like always to leave a good taste in the mouth. So the one that play the heavy metal, the plants want to go far away from the speakers, like they want to run away, and the leaf become dull and gray, and they will start dying. It's like disintegrated.
Hmm.
And the other way, the other room with this classical music, the plants was hugging the speakers, and the leaf become bigger and vibrant and fresh and alive. And I don't know if you know, but in United States, probably everywhere in the world, the farmers play special music for the cows, for the chicken, for the crop, because the music effect. You go to a movie and you know what's going to happen in the movie just because of the music. It's played, oh, very, very, very frightening. You already body, uh, 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 you prepare your body to experience something frightful, or
Hmm.
the other way around.
Hmm.
So music is very, very powerful. And I'm find out when I'm also singing, then the food become happy. So when people eat the food, because the people eat you, the chef, they eat because everything is going, these chemicals, action and reaction going from the body through the food, and people have this, taste this. So I want people to eat happy food.
Hmm. And that does make a difference. I don't know if you've ever eaten something from someone and they make this delicious pie. Let's say they eat this delicious pie, and you say, "Oh, can I have the recipe?" And then you cook the pie, but the pie, even though it has all the same ingredients, it doesn't taste the same as your friend's pie. And you say, "Why my pie doesn't taste like my friend's pie?"
Well, I have a reason. There's two explanation. One of them, the one who shared the recipe kept the secret ingredients because they want to make sure that their pie is different. That's one. The other one is simply because there is different people, different emotion set, different feeling while they're cooking the food, and that's affect the food. So both.
Yeah, and food is such an important part of our lives. Every day we're nourishing ourselves. When it comes to food, is it only the vibration of food? Is there certain
The
foods like we should never eat because that's bad for the body, or certain things we should always eat because it's very good for the body?
See, but everybody is different. What
Mm,
would be good for me might be not good for you. And
mm,
that's why I'm going to go back to my business, what I'm doing, with Vital Health. We have an instrument, we have a tool that actually in about 60 seconds, it's non-invasive analyzer. And, you just put your finger in there, so now it's connected to the water molecular in your body. And that's how it's give you the information. In 60 seconds, it will go through 45 of your body system, including if the supplement that you take, are you observing them, or they're just expensive, waste, included uh, everything, the level of heavy metal, the your mood, and you're gonna get about 120 plus pages of amazing data, and also it tell you what to do using our formulation. So go back to your question, what's good for you, what your body need. Maybe the other person needs something different. And I don't believe that one pill, one formulation is good for everyone, or one set of diet. So what we say in our business is we don't guess, we test. You
mhm,
want to know what's going on. And just since I spoke with you, I want to share with you, now we have another technology, which you probably would be maybe fascinated, because what you do in your capacity, which is fascinating by itself, is we have now a cell phone, and I can send you a link, and you're gonna receive the link. You're gonna put the cell phone in front of your face, your eyes and your face. It will read it to you, and it wouldn't go through 45 body system, but will go through maybe 4 or 5 to 10 symptom in your body, something that needs to be addressed, and will tell you what to do. So I can do here from where I am at to directly to your home. And this is amazing, because we need to have some tools to know what's going on and how we can address and how we can make sure that before we have a wake-up call, we know what to do. We know how to nourish the body. And that's why I'm very passionate.
Yeah, and that is true. We all need something special. And now we have the technology to find out what that is. And the standard is blood testing, but sometimes even your blood tests do not show all those things.
So one of our vice president went ahead and said, I'm just going to do all the blood tests that are indicated in our analyzer. It took a week, because you cannot poke a person for so many time, So a week, in 1 week, she got every system was addressed. She have to pay $2,000. She have to go through fasting. She have to go through poking, and then she have to wait instead of 60 seconds, and you got everything. The difference between what her analyzer told her about her own test in the analyzer versus the blood test was 2% different, just to show you the
Mhm.
level of accuracy.
That is amazing.
It's
That really
amazing.
is.
Yes.
Because it's important that people take control of their own health. We have our doctors, they're wonderful, and even our natural doctors are wonderful. But when it comes right down to it, you have to know yourself. I recently was using a heart monitor because they're checking to see if my heart's okay. And one day I was working out, believe it or not, I was using a chainsaw in my yard because I have a lot of trees in my yard. So I was
Okay.
out chainsawing, cutting my trees for a long time, hauling up and down hill for like 2 hours. And it was very hot. And before the heat, I had not drank enough water. And so my heart rate that evening started going in really fast for a few
Hmm.
hours. So they
Hmm.
call me up, they say, you have to come in right away. So I went in, and of course, it was just from being dehydrated, but they wanted to put me on medicine right away.
Of
And
course.
I was a new patient. I said, my normal blood pressure is usually 90 over 58. I said, and you want to put me on something that's going to lower my blood pressure? I said, I won't be able to walk because they don't know me. They don't know my body. I had to advocate for myself and say, no, I'm not taking that.
Right, right. You see, they have the space. Sometimes, somebody break a limb or something. We need the medicine. They have a breakthrough. They have technology that save people life. So everything have its space. But overdo something to cover symptom. We want to go to the core so we will not have symptom. That's the idea, and that's what we do, And then the wellness and the longevity space now, it's going to be in the next few years going to be 33 trillion with a T,
Mhm.
and just to be involved in something like this that change people's life when you have also opportunity to be very prosper while you're helping people. It's a win-win in every area. And I invite anybody just to check it out, check your body, and I don't know if you're going to put my number in there. I don't know how you're doing this, but
Yeah, we can put whatever you need to in the show notes. Yeah.
okay, okay.
So, but yeah, and I had a question for you and it just went out of my brain. So, yeah, so when you're taking the supplements, after you do the test, you see exactly what your body needs. And
Correct.
then, you can do the test again another time and see where it
Exactly.
is and what's changed, what's better, what's worse.
Exactly, you got it. So we give it about 40 to 50 days, depend the situation. If somebody has something more severe symptom, okay, then we give them a little longer because it take a while to get to where, okay. But then we do another test and we put them next to each other and the test will show you it's not what we said here. If you ever been red before, which you believe me, you don't want to be red.
Mhm.
So now you maybe become blue or yellow, that's by itself already make you feel better just to see that you improve. So this is a science. This is not a guessing. This is not uh, that's what it's a science that show you, and the technology today in areas is beyond amazing what we have today.
That is true. And for some reason, I'm getting so enthralled with what you're talking about that I forget what I'm going to say next. But having a way to be able to test that, because this is what I was going to say. Um, you know, right now I'm on a lot of different supplements because I'm thinking I need this for my brain, I need this for my hormones, I need this,
Mhm,
and so I'm
mhm,
collecting all these things, and I eat
mhm,
certain foods because I want to
mhm,
feed my brain, I want to
mhm,
help my
mhm,
gut. But
mhm.
I'm looking at my blood tests. I'm seeing I need these things. I'm going out into the marketplace. I'm finding the things I think I need and I'm putting it together myself, but with no science behind it except for what I can research.
See, you can have all the science. First of all, the way the most of the supplement done today, they're done in a way that too big particle, the body mostly cannot observe. So if you pardon me, it's
Mhm,
expensive pee. I'm sorry to say this, but you doctor, we have to talk about this.
mhm,
Our scanner will tell you, are you observing vitamin C? Are you observing this? And because we own our manufacturing, we are in charge, we are in control. We manufacture our supplement in nanotechnology, meaning we break it to very small particle so the body will observe this. And that's why we have beyond amazing result. I cannot, from how shall I say, legal point of view, I cannot mention stuff, but I'm going to say generally, compliance, the word. I have to
mhm.
be in compliance. We have a lot of success, for example, with the children, autistic children, and we're able to get them from being autistic to be, what is this, HD, like,
With
kids that
attention issues or
yes, it's,
yeah.
a smaller, but I'm
Mhm.
talking about autistic. They would not say nothing or scream, depending level. We make them, they start saying to the mother, I love you, There is
Uh-huh.
something that you cannot buy this with money, this
Oh.
kind of feeling, I mean, and we have testimonial. And I remember when I was a present to one lady, and I have to share this with you. She's 19-year-old and autistic, nonverbal, and had to wear diapers.
Hmm.
They put her on this supplement, combination between the children's supplement and the other supplement. Find out through the scanner what she needs. It took a year. It took a long time. She is now verbal. She is not on the diaper. She doesn't use diaper. She went to event, was a company event where was 1,200 people, and she spoke in front of all of these people. I mean, there was
Oh,
no dry
what a
eye in
blessing. Beautiful.
how can you quantify something like
Mhm.
this?
No, you can't.
See?
Yeah, yeah. In my profession as a behavioral optometrist, we're at a therapy center. I worked with many autistic children, and if their child was nonverbal and even they spoke one word, it was like
Oh my
amazing.
God. And can you imagine a child go to his mom, he's 12-year-old or 10, and hug a mom and said, I love you.
Mm.
I mean, what mom would not go to pieces?
Oh yeah, oh
I
yeah.
mean, when I'm talking to you and I get emotional because people need, we all connected. People need something that bring them to their natural ability. God create us with healthy, with a natural ability to address our health, to address all of the system. But because of bad food. The food today, I don't care if it's organic, it's better than non-organic. But do you know that to get the nutrient from spinach, what used to be 6 years ago, 1 cup, today you have to have 6 cups, and it still wouldn't give you all the total nourishment. Oranges, everything is because the soil is depleted.
Hmm.
So we need to take supplement. We supplement, what is supplement? Supplement the food. So we, and maybe one day we'll go back to what it used to be before, where we have a soul, a land that we have treat with respect.
Mhm. Yeah, and that's so true, especially in the US. I think we have some of the worst food here. Some other countries actually have laws so that, actually the food is a little more nutrient dense than what we can get here in the US.
You're absolutely right. Our company now functioning in 50 different countries, even though it's a very small company. Start 4 years ago in Mexico. However, in Europe, when we open Europe, Australia, the certification to open the demand is much higher than here. It's just exactly what you said, because there's certain food that I would not allow to people to put in their food. I'm talking about food.
Mhm.
And so this is so true, but I believe that people are waking now. People are awake. Another thing that I want to share personally, do the part of my business, and not even in our company, you don't have to talk to people if you don't want to. But I love to talk to people because everybody sits with the phone or no communication, and people are hungry for human touch.
Yes.
And I give to them, and I hunger too, so I get it back.
Mhm.
And I get paid for doing something that I enjoy.
Mhm.
I mean, how can you quantify this?
Yeah, we really can't. These days people are living longer but they don't want to just live longer. They want to feel good and have the
Yes,
ability to actually live life, not live a long time, but with all these illnesses and sicknesses and things they call aging that I don't agree with. I don't think they're aging. I think they're sickness, illness. There's something out
you
of balance.
you know aging what it is? Aging is a disease, curable disease. Okay, we all bought into it. And so the body program, but it's curable disease. It's one just and one day, and people address this just like anything else. And I call in my meditation to reverse my aging process, and it will. But people wants to, like you said, people don't want to just to live. They want to have a quality of life. They want to thrive. They don't want to just survive. And that's the difference that we're talking about. Thriving.
Yeah, I mean, so many people, not everyone, but a lot of people just in the standard 9 to 5 job, they work hard their whole life. They sacrifice for their kids. They save their money so that when they retire, they can enjoy their life. And sometimes when they get to that 60, 70 age, they're not well enough. So they've looked forward to something their whole life, and now they're too sick to travel. They're too sick to do, the active things that they were thinking, like, I want to go hiking in the woods or in the mountains. Now they're too sick.
Right, right. You see, and so we can prevent this. We are, prevent this, and so that's when people more and more and more aware. People want quality in their life in any area, in area of food and nourishment and physical and mental and emotion and spiritual in every area. And I think we need to have a balance in all of these areas. And in our company, we emphasize of self-growth, self-improvement, because you're gonna be successful as you are developed.
Hmm.
You see what I'm saying? If your container is small, that's all what you can hold. But if you expand, and if you realize that my brother is me, and I have to, in the type of business that we have, I cannot be successful unless I help you to be successful. Now, show me any corporate place that have this system. They don't. And I know you got me going. I can talk and talk and talk because I can see what happened with the people. I can see the result. And I have fun. And I just want to share something with you. I just read. A lady said something like this. She said, after me, you come first. What does this mean? It doesn't mean that you have to stop with me. It's like opera singer, me, 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 me. No. I have to, like you mentioned, you said this very beautifully. I have to take care of myself. I have to fill up my cup. From a fill up cup, from satisfaction, from balance, then I can give you. Jesus said, love your friend the way you love yourself. So I have to love myself first. My first to give you this kind of love.
Mm-hmm.
And all goes together.
So true. So true. This is beautiful. So, if people wanted to connect with you, find out more about your company and how they can nourish themselves accurately and fully,
Right, you know, and
how, how, yeah.
find out what's going on. I'm just going to give you, I have a website in the company, but I cannot give you a link. I'm just going to give you my phone number, personally phone number, and my email address, and they can contact me through this.
Okay.
So I think you have it. If not, I can give it
Oh,
to you.
yes. I can put it in the show notes, phone number and email.
You
Okay.
have this, right?
I got it.
Okay.
So we'll make sure that people get that. And now I have a personal question.
Yes.
What gives you the most happiness and fulfillment in your life at this point?
When I see you that I can help you to be happy, your happiness. You smile that you smile now. Fill me up.
Mhm.
And again, there's not something you can quantify this. That makes me the most happy, the most satisfying. That I know that I empower you, that I serve you, that I'm serving you, that I nourish you in every capacity. When I know and you give me this back, that's my biggest joy in life.
Beautiful. Well, thank you so much for being on the show today and for your stories and wisdom. And we'll have your information in there so people can find you.
Okay? And can I ask you something personally?
Yes.
Uh, would I be able to get the recording after you finish or
Oh, definitely. It'll be on over 10 podcast platforms and on YouTube. So we'll definitely get it to you.
you get it to me? And because I want to show to some people, uh, yeah, I want to show it to what did you take out of what I just gave you?
Oh, so much wisdom and, reminding me what's important, which is your health, because without your health, you don't have anything.
Correct.
So,
Like they said, let food be thy medicine, let your medicine be thy food. That's, you know who said this many years ago. And it's true until today.
that is true. So I have one last question for you.
Yes.
What is your best advice in living an incredible, amazing life?
I think we need to listen to our body. Our body always communicate with us, especially the gut. Sometimes the gut says something, and then the mind will say something else. We need to listen to the gut because that's the most authentic answer or direction that you're going to get. You have to listen to your gut and follow through and trust it.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Chef
It's my
C.
joy.
All right.
Thank you.
We'll
Thank
talk.
you.
Yeah, and we'll talk to you again soon.
Okay, have an amazing day.